And just to show wolfstreet.com, Wolf Richter's side, a little bit of love, well deserved. It's something to keep focused. You know, again, GDP, the numbers in our country, we spend way more than we're bringing in, which means we're borrowing more, and it has debt. That debt has interest attached, and it just keeps going higher. We're not paying it down, right? This is a problem. Look at this. What is this? So I'll show you the screenshot. I'm starting to see crypto advertising all over the damn place. This is Wall Street site, and here's one right here. Free cryptocurrency masterclass, now available now. Let's take a look. As a matter of fact, what is this? Pro.liaise fair now, whatever. Eccentric millionaire reveals his secret $1.8 million cryptocurrency script. If you follow my script below, you could turn $100 into a retirement fortune in the next 12 months. While cutting your risk to virtually zero. James Altucher, crypto millionaire. I want to be a crypto millionaire. So freaking bad. Buy an RV and some more cars and a house that I never had. No, actually I don't. But I'm definitely would like, I'm still thinking about the RV thing. I think it still makes sense, to be honest with you. And this is a typical advertisement thing, yada yada. So, point being, someone wants to, sign up here. Yeah. And what about this Craig? What's this Craig? Greg something? Craig somebody? This black dude on there. I'm seeing him on all kinds of crypto channels as AdSense thing pops up. Hey, this is my screen. This is my Bitcoin. I got 45 Bitcoin, and I'm going to show you how to do it. And you go to the site. 200 views on this video. 250 views. Oh, that one's got 300. What? Listen, when you have to advertise on YouTube for people to go to your channel, like you're not selling a product, you're advertising for people to go to your channel on a crypto channel. Why are you paying for that? People will find, again, if you have good content, people will come. It's that simple. And I don't have people racing to get subscribed to me, but every month my net gain is about 2/3. So, because every YouTube channel, you lose subscribers every month. Everybody does. The bigger your channel, the more you lose, but the more you gain. In mine right now was like 2/3. So of all the subscriber action, I get 2/3. A 2/3 gain, I should say. So in other words, if there was 3,000 subscribers that came in, I gained 3,000 subscribers, but I lost 1,000. Net gain 2,000. Follow me? And it's been like that for me for as long as I've been checking my stats, for a really long time. It's just, and I'm assuming other YouTubers are the same. I don't know. But I'm not going to come out here and put, hey, look at my castle looking house, and look at my cool golf cart, my 3-car garage, and my crypto cave. Here's a screenshot of my portfolio, and if you come to my YouTube channel, I'm going to help make you rich. But you got to sign up for this paid thing, paid service. Oh, no. Hey, just come to my channel and listen. I don't want to charge you anything. Just want to spread the information. Things I get into, things I'm investing in, cryptos, whatever the hell it is. Some riffraff stories. You got some riffraff stories for you? I'll tell you a riffraff story. I cut my freaking fiber at the front, cut the fiber over here. My neighbors got electricity. We're sharing electricity. We didn't know this. What the hell's going on? Little riffraff story. It doesn't matter. I'll give you whatever you want. So, how much illusion in GDP? Well, without even reading any further, I can tell you now, it's going to be a lot. What you see is not what you get. Oh, the revisions. Ooh, double revision. You're frying my brain with that double revision. Do. You're burning my eyes with that double revision. Oh, get my sunglasses on for this one. Ooh. The U.S. economy, as measured by real GDP, adjusted for a version of inflation, which version we don't know, it changes all the time, grew 0.74% in the third quarter compared to the prior quarter. That was a tad slower than the 0.76% growth in quarter two, but up from the 0.31% growth in quarter one. GDP was up 2.3% from a year ago. To confuse things further, in the U.S., before I can, me reading it to you, confuse things further, I do want to remind you that right before Bush, oh, sorry, I just, about this, I meant to say Trump, and I said Bush. Trump, forgive me. I'm sorry I mentioned that name thinking of you. Horrible. During the last 2 years of Bush and all 8 years of Obama, 10 years total, right before Trump is getting elected, essentially, in November, I see this story. Oh my God. They've revised they're revising this year, which was 2016, GDP down to terrible. And all previous years, 10 years of GDP revised down to absolute crap. There's the proof in the pudding, right? So before I confuse things further, I want to set that fact straight. So any positive number, oh, this is a good number, you never really know. It's probably horse crap. And again, it ain't Trump's problem. It's not his fault. And he's trying, let's lower the taxes. Let's bring businesses back here. Let's make things good for them to come back to America instead of overseas, right? He's trying. To confuse things further, in the U.S., we cling to the somewhat perplexing habit of expressing GDP as an annualized rate, which takes the quarterly growth rate, 0.74%, and projects it over 4 quarters. This produced the annualized rate of 2.99%, or as we read this morning all over the media, 3.0%. This was the advance estimate by the Bureau of Economic Analysis. The BEA emphasizes that the advance estimate is based on source data that are incomplete or subject to further revision by the source agency. These revisions can be big, up or down, as we'll see in a moment. The BEA will release the second estimate for quarter 3 on November 28th and the third estimate on December 21st. More revisions are scheduled over the next few years. Of course they are. So 2.99% GDP growth annualized, or 0.74% GDP growth not annualized, or 2.3% growth from a year ago is pretty good for us, or for our slow growth post-financial crisis, experimental monetary policy era, but well within the range of that era. That goes from 5.2% annualized growth in quarter 3 2014 to a decline of 1.5% in quarter 1 2011. So nothing special here. And, well, there's a little chart. I don't really need to show it. I circled the quarter 1 2014 and quarter 1 2011 in blue to show how much GDP estimates can get revised as time passes. Maybe I will show you that. Maybe you want to see that. He circled quarter 1 2014 on the right, quarter 1 2011 left, in blue, circled in blue, to show you how much these estimates can get revised as time passes. In other words, remember the 10-year thing I told you about? Like they didn't have the data for 10 years and all of a sudden they just got it. Like, oh, we got to revise it now. You've had the data since day one. But president wants to look good. George Bush wanted to look good on his way out too. Barack wanted to look good. And of course, now Donald Trump naturally wants to look good. And cue the fake numbers. Actually, don't even cue them. They've always been going, so just let them continue. How about that? So again, he circled these, whatever, how much they can get revised as time passes. Both of these decliners showed growth in the advance estimate. So in other words, if we were back in time, going back in time, well, not Huey Lewis, back in time. Advanced estimate, which is what we're talking about, showed that these red ones here circled were actually up, looking good. And then they got revised down sometime later. I saw a ghost through the window, and it was my wife. Thank you. So, where was I? The advanced estimate of GDP in quarter 1 2014, released on April 30th, 2014, showed a growth rate of 0.1% annualized. That was a measly growth rate. It was terrible. It caused a lot of hand wringing, but it was growth. By the third estimate, released on June 25th, 2014, GDP growth had been revised to a sharp decline of minus 2.9%, and it continued to be revised. The most recent estimate put it at a decline of 0.9%, from plus 0.1% to minus 2.9% to minus 0.9%, are pretty dramatic revisions. I don't mind saying so, as him too. Throughout that time, no one knew exactly how the economy had been doing in that quarter, except that it had hit a rough spot. Quarter 1, 2011 is an even starker example of the revisions. The advanced estimate, released on April 28, 2011, figured that GDP increased at a rate of 1.8% annualized. But now this growth has been revised to a decline of minus 1.5%. So on first sight, the quarter looked decent. With years of hindsight, it looked terrible. After several, or excuse me, not several. You know how there's like, a serial killer? After serial revisions, there are now 2 quarters since the end of the Great Recession when GDP had declined, but the advance estimates for both had shown growth. But up revisions are also common. The advance estimate of GDP growth in quarter 2, 2017, again, now that Trump's in charge, he wants to look good too. So the advanced estimate of GDP growth in quarter 2, 2017 came in at 2.6%, the second estimate at 3.0%, and the third estimate at 3.1%. As far as revisions are concerned, they're rather unspectacular. The BEA points out in its GDP press releases that the average revision, without regard to sign, so growth or decline, between 1993 through 2016 is a massive 1.3 percentage points from the advanced estimate to the latest estimate, which can be years after the fact. So in other words, we won't really know how the economy did in the last quarter until we have a lot more hindsight. Which brings me to this question. Why in the living hell are we even here? Fox News or CNN or whoever, GDP grew by the fourth quarter, the economy chugged along. It's all meaningless. Why are you even talking about it? Don't say anything anymore. How about that? Just don't even bring that stuff up. I don't want to hear about the unemployment rate. I don't want to hear about the jobless, non-farm payroll stuff. I don't want to hear about any of it. It's fake anyways. It'll be revised up, down, whatever way they need to revise it. But it seems like ultimately, when you look back, it's a revision downward. Point 1, it's devilishly hard to estimate what's going on in the vast and complex U.S. economy. The BEA comes up with an advanced estimate to give economy watchers a feel, but it concedes that there will be many and substantial revisions as more data becomes available, and that initial feel may be wrong. Point 2. Equally complex economies such as China's are equally hard to estimate. Yet China's National Bureau of Statistics comes up with one big fat figure that is always very near the number the central government had mandated earlier. It publishes its GDP number less than 3 weeks after the end of the quarter and a week or more before the BEA's advanced estimate. For example, on October 18th, the National Bureau of Statistics reported that GDP grew in quarter 3 6.8% year over year. And this figure, however hastily concocted, inflated, or just plain fabricated, becomes etched in stone. No one believes it. At least in the U.S., after many revisions and years down the road, GDP becomes a credible number. Yeah, again, way freaking later. 10 years, we'll revise it. Okay. In China, you'll never get there. In point number 3, you don't know point number 3. GDP is a terrible measure of the economy. It measures what money gets spent on and invested in. It's a measurement of flow. Among other shortcomings, it doesn't include the source of money, whether it's earned money or borrowed money. This leads to the distortion that piling on debt is somehow good for the economy, when in reality, it's only good for GDP, but will act as a drag on the economy down the road. So, nevertheless, to estimate the overall economy, GDP is the measure we've got. And until something better is widely used, we're stuck with it. Because I am happy to be stuck with you. Yes, it's true. Speaking of, what's his face? Anyways, take care. Take care, my friends.